Hello ladies and gentlemen, we come to you guys live from Westminster where we just had the vote on the so-called ceasefire, which was actually in reality surrender. Israel to surrender. Hang on, let me just quickly go here. Get somewhere quieter. Hello everybody in the live chat. We've just got the result of the ceasefire vote in Parliament. Absolute chaos, not just inside Parliament, but of course outside Parliament. I'm in Westminster, but I'm not actually outside Parliament myself yet. Hopefully we're going to go there later on. There is a massive protest, complete disorder and lunacy outside Parliament, on Parliament Square and on Whitehall. All the roads have been blocked by the so-called pro-Palestinian protesters and everybody else. They're not happy. We've also just had the result that's just come in. 293 votes against the ceasefire, 125 votes in favor of the ceasefire. And we've also just had a huge number of resignations from the shadow cabinet and the Labour from bench. They're going to be basically causing more headache for Keir Starmer in the coming days. We are going to be keeping an eye on this story because one of the main problems we're currently facing is that the government seems to be all over the place, as you guys know. This is London. Look at it. The government seems to be all over the place, but at the same time, Keir Starmer cannot hold his shadow cabinet together. Keir Starmer promised us, when was this? 2-3 years ago, he said when he became party leader that he's going to be cleaning up the Labour Party. He's going to be getting rid of the crazy side, the far left and the Islamist side and all that. Clearly, not only in the parliamentary party for Labour, but also the shadow cabinet itself. We still had so many people who are sympathisers when it comes to Hamas. They are sympathisers when it comes to the far left. And tonight, one by one, they have been resigning. So technically, it's good news for the country. But that means that if Keir Starmer wins the election, which is kind of likely at this point, at least the shadow cabinet will not be as bad. I mean, it's still the Labour Party. It's still going to be a Labour government. It's still not good for the country anyway. But at least we are not going to have the Islamist sympathisers and the far left. There are still a few of them left. Obviously, we still have Angela Rayner, who's deputy leader of the Labour Party. So Labour are struggling with that. At the same time, the Tories also have some problems. Just now in Parliament, when the result came out, obviously the ceasefire vote lost. We had Paul Bristow, the MP for Peterborough, who's supposed to be Conservative. He actually voted against the government. He voted in favour of ceasefire. Why? Because there's a huge Muslim community in Peterborough, and that doesn't really help the image of the Conservative Party. And this is, by the way, the question. The line, the boundary between being a local representative and representing your voters and going with your conscience and what is technically the correct side at times. So Paul Bristow is going to be losing his party whip, potentially, obviously. The Labour from bench and shadow cabinet members have preemptively actually resigned before the vote in order to that they are able to vote for Israel to surrender. And let's not listen to the likes of the BBC and the mainstream media. The vote was in fact to get Israel to surrender to Hamas. Ceasefire, that's what it means. Ceasefire, it doesn't mean that Hamas are going to be stopping the targets when it comes to Israel. It simply means that Israel would not be able to defend itself against the enemy. And let me see what you guys are actually thinking and talking about in the live chat. I've clearly missed the question because everyone putting the number 1. They're talking about the Reform UK. As someone said, Richard Tice is actually establishment. And Night says, keep going, Israel. We also have Bill Hill saying, Starmer cannot hold himself together, never mind the shadow cabinet. But it's good for the country. There will be fewer Palestinian sympathisers. It can only be good for the UK citizens. The problem is there's still going to be members of the Labour Party. They're still going to be on the backbenchers. So that's the reality of the situation. You have to know what this is going to be doing to the West, because this is not just a problem in the Middle East. This problem has been spreading around like a virus around the Western world as well. We're going to keep you guys up to date with all this update in Westminster. The chaos and the protests outside Parliament continue to increase. The police have lost control. They don't know how to actually treat and tackle this issue of the disorder outside Parliament in Westminster. And later on, I am in Westminster, but I'm not near Parliament right now. Hopefully later on I'm going to try and get there, if it's safe, to give you guys the latest update from the heart of the Westminster bubble. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.